Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Dorian Finney-Smith has the ideal skill set for a modern NBA player. He's tall and defensively proficient at 6 feet 5 inches, and shot 41.1% from three-point range last season, and he also has great chemistry with Lakers star Doncic, whom he previously played with on the Dallas Mavericks from 2018 to 2023. But if Finney-Smith declines his player option and starts a competition for shots, the Lakers could be out of luck. The Los Angeles Lakers may have reason to be concerned about their supporting cast of LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Dorian Finney-Smith is set to leave the Lakers as a free agent, and fans are upset. Lakers forward Dorian Finney-Smith is expected to draw considerable interest around the league. Should Finney-Smith attempt free agency, he would immediately move to the top of the mid-level player market, Fisher adds. The Lakers have multiple players on their roster who have to exercise their player option for a contract in the upcoming season. This also includes rejecting the option to accept a more financially friendly deal with the team or become free agents, and listening to offers from other teams. These players include LeBron James, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, and Maxi Kleber. It was reported during the NBA draft that Dorian Finney-Smith is inclined towards rejecting the player option for a $15.3 million contract next season and becoming a free agent instead. If this report is true and he decides to become a free agent, he can anticipate contract offers roughly in the range of $15 million to $20 million per year for 3 years, which includes a player option in the final season. Finney-Smith shot 41.1% from three-point range this season and is a career 36.6% shooter from that range while averaging 4.3 attempts per game. The 3D wing is a highly in-demand position among several rebuilding teams that also have the financial capability to offer a favorable contract to him. The following are the potential landing spots with the financial flexibility to sign Dorian Finney-Smith if he decides to decline the player option and test the waters of free agency. Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are making big moves in the offseason, which has included the acquisition of Kristaps Porzingis in a 3-team trade. They took on his expiring contract and shed 2 expiring contracts, Georges Niang and Terrence Mann, in the process. They therefore have the roster spot for a 3D wing, a perfect fit for Finney-Smith. Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are rebuilding their roster around Kobe White and Josh Giddey after trading their star player Zach LaVine last season. One of the main struggles for the Bulls was their defense, as they were rated 18th in the league in terms of team defensive ratings for 2024-25. Finney-Smith is a versatile defender. His defensive skills, in addition to his sharpshooting skills, make him a strong candidate for the Bulls to potentially consider. Charlotte Hornets. Just like the Bulls, one of the primary concerns for the Hornets has been their defense. LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges are both incredibly efficient on the offensive side, but equally a liability on the defensive end of the floor. As a bottom 5 team in the league for defense in 2024-25, the Hornets could seriously use Finney-Smith's versatility on defense, especially having lost their center, Mark Williams, one of their best defenders, to the Suns. Utah Jazz. The Jazz were a bottom 5 team in the West in terms of three-point shooting during the 2024-25 season. Moreover, they drafted Ace Bailey, the surprisingly highly rated forward from Rutgers who shot only 34.3% from deep last NCAA season. Therefore, they are in severe need of a sharpshooter like Finney-Smith. After getting traded to the Lakers last season, he shot 45.2% from deep in a career-best stretch. Washington Wizards. The Wizards are the team with the worst team average of scoring from deep last season, 33.5%, in the entire NBA. They were also the worst defensive team in the Eastern Conference, with a team defensive rating of 119.1 this season. Therefore, they are also in desperate need of a player like Finney-Smith to improve these areas on their team. In conclusion, if Finney-Smith decides to decline his player option and the Lakers do not counter any offers from other teams, then teams that are in need to improve their three-point shooting as well as their defense will likely look to swoop in for Finney Smith and offer him a long-term contract with a player option in the final season. If he gets that, only then should he consider leaving the Lakers. Lakers signed son of Hall of Famer. Bronny James is no longer the only notable son on the Los Angeles Lakers roster. The Lakers have signed former St. Mary's guard Augustus Marsoulianis, according to a report this week by Jonathan Givony of ESPN. Marsoulianis is getting an Exhibit 10 contract from the Lakers, effectively a training camp deal. A 23-year-old native of Lithuania, Marsoulianis was a two-time WCC Player of the Year for St. Mary's and put up 14.2 points, 5.9 assists, and 1.3 steals per game last season. He missed the pre-draft process due to a foot injury and ultimately went undrafted this year. But Givony notes that Marsoulianis is expected to be healthy by late July. Midnight. 4:13. Marsoulianis also has a famous father, Basketball Hall of Famer Sarunas Marsoulianis. Sarunas was one of the greatest European players of his era, winning 4 Sportsman of the Year awards in Lithuania and collecting 3 Olympic medals over the course of his career as well, including gold at the 1988 Seoul Games. Having played in the NBA from 1989 to 97, Sarunas averaged 12.8 points per game in total while appearing for Golden State, Seattle, Sacramento, and Denver. He was then inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2014 and the FIBA Hall of Fame in 2015. The Lakers did well for themselves overall in this year's draft, trading up to select a Clutch Sports client and also signing UDFA's Eric Dixon and RJ Davis. Now they have picked up a player with a famous last name as well in Augustus Marsoulianis. Lakers and Austin Reeves are both motivated to find a long-term deal. One of the issues the Los Angeles Lakers have to resolve in the immediate future is the contract status of rising guard Austin Reeves. He has a player option for the 2026-27 season that he can turn down in order to become a free agent next summer, and according to a recent report, he is expected to seek a new contract that would pay him around $30 million a year. On Thursday, it was reported that he turned down a maximum contract offer from the Lakers that would have given him $89.2 million over 4 seasons. But according to ESPN, both sides do want to work something out in terms of a long-term deal. In the summer of 2026, Reeves is eligible to sign a 4-year, $98 million extension, or he can opt out of the final year of his contract, become an unrestricted free agent and be eligible for 25% of the salary cap for 2026-27. The Lakers made the offer, sources said, understanding that Reeves would turn it down, but the franchise wanted to show its interest in him nonetheless and would not have wanted to send the wrong signal by not offering it. Both sides, sources said, are motivated to find a deal next summer. Reeves has increased his production in each of the last 3 seasons. This season, he averaged 20.2 points and 5.8 assists a game and put up even bigger numbers following the arrival of Luka Doncic. Lakers signing NCAA scoring leader Eric Dixon to 2-way contract. The Los Angeles Lakers are adding some scoring punch to their developmental pipeline, agreeing to a 2-way contract with undrafted forward Eric Dixon, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. Dixon, a 5th-year senior out of Villanova, was the top-ranked player left on ESPN's board at the end of the 2025 NBA draft, coming in at number 44 overall. The Athletic's Sam Vecenie had him slightly lower at number 67. The 6'8" lefty led all Division I scorers in 2024-25, averaging 23.3 points per game while shooting 45.1% from the field, 40.7% from deep, and 81.3% at the line. He added 5.1 rebounds in 35 appearances, earning third-team All-America honors along the way. Dixon, 24, brings a heavy scoring pedigree but comes with defensive concerns. At 260 pounds, he's expected to log minutes at center due to limited lateral mobility, a factor that may define how far he goes at the next level. What he lacks in quickness, he makes up for in floor spacing and touch. The Lakers had an open 2-way slot available, joining big men Christian Koloko and Trey Jemison. That means no cuts are required to make room for Dixon, who'll try to prove his scoring can translate to the pro game, and that his defense won't hold him back. Eric Dixon has already promised what he will bring to LA Lakers from day one. The Los Angeles Lakers were active on Night 2 of the 2025 NBA Draft as they added multiple players to the roster. While the Los Angeles Lakers' sole second-round pick was used to draft Adou Thiero at the 36th spot, the team picked up 4 players post-draft. That includes signing Villanova's Eric Dixon to a two-way deal for the 2025-26 NBA season. Despite going undrafted, Dixon is a notable prospect. After all, the Lakers' latest signing led the NCAA in scoring, and he also shot a remarkable 41% from the three-point line last season. Eric Dixon names what qualities of his game will stand out from day one. Betting on an undrafted player doesn't always pay off, but the Lakers have already succeeded once with Austin Reeves in recent memory. In the case of Dixon, he's already a proven scorer in the NCAA, but what else will he bring to the table in the league? Well, the former Villanova standout answered that in an interview with Hoops Hype. Day one, I bring intelligence, toughness, and the ability to connect on both sides of the floor. One thing that stands out is my screening ability and my knack for helping teammates get open. I played with a lot of great guards in college last season, like Justin, Moore, and others. I took pride in getting those guys shots, and when they got hot, you couldn't stop them, Dixon proudly stated. The 24-year-old wasn't done as he pointed out one thing that NBA defenders will have to respect about his game. He added, defenders had to respect my ability to shoot, too. In my junior year, I didn't shoot a lot, but when I did, I was open, defenses focused on everyone else, but I made my shots. That's something I bring, connecting the team and making smart plays. Eric Dixon's comfortable defensive ability is a major boost for the LA Lakers. Despite a third-seed finish last season, the Lakers' regular season heroics were overshadowed by a first-round exit in the 2025 NBA playoffs. A key reason behind it was a lack of effort on the defensive end of the floor. Evidently, heading into the 2025-26 season, the Lakers will hope to resolve this flaw, and it feels like signing Dixon was a step towards that direction. That's something I'll bring to the table. We switched a lot at Nova, and it's something we worked on constantly. I'm comfortable guarding all positions, from point guards to centers, Dixon said of his defense. My body type and the way I think about the game allow me to do that. Guarding 3s, 4s, and 5s isn't new to me. I'm excited for the challenge and to go up against the best in the world. I'm ready to step up, the 6'8" point forward concluded. If Dixon can become a defensive anchor for the Lakers, it will certainly be a huge bonus for the team. For starters, it will take the load off LeBron James, who will be playing the 23rd season of his NBA career. In addition, Dixon becoming an elite defender could be his ticket to getting his two-way contract converted to a permanent deal. Lakers linked to 7'3" son of NBA legend as free agent signing to solve center problem. The Los Angeles Lakers should be throwing darts at as many available centers as possible to try and solve their issues inside. One guy became newly available on Friday, and he's a 7'3" son of an NBA legend. That's Bol Bol, son of Manuta, who won't be tendered a new contract by the Phoenix Suns, according to beat writer John Gambadoro. Bol is maybe the most tantalizing player who hasn't yet worked out in the NBA, but Lakers fans were quick to hop on social media and comment on the news begging Bol to come to LA. Out of high school, Bol was a top 10 recruit. At Oregon, he was an unstoppable force. But in the NBA draft, he slid to 44th overall in 2019 to the Heat after injury concerns. He eventually spent his first 3 NBA seasons with the Nuggets, then a year in Orlando, before the last 2 seasons with the Suns. Bol's best season was that Magic campaign, when he averaged 9.1 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game. This past season for Phoenix, he averaged 6.8 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 0.7 blocks. He's also a career 33.2% shooter from beyond the arc, not bad for a guy his size. Bol might not be able to bang down low with traditional centers, but there aren't a ton of those out there anymore. He's made for the pace, space, and length game that exists in the modern NBA. Somehow, though, Bull has never made it happen in the league. There have been whispers of character concerns, but nothing has been major enough to make public waves. The Lakers wouldn't have to pay much to give Bull a shot. At worst, he's a fan favorite. At best, he solves some serious lineup issues. Lakers loudly make boldest post-draft signing in the entire NBA. It's hard to be bold with undrafted free agents, but the Lakers just did it. The Los Angeles Lakers made a flurry of roster moves after the 2025 NBA draft have fans buzzing. Typically, fans don't care much about undrafted free agents and exhibit 10 contracts. However, when you have the track record the Lakers have, fans get excited. The initial flurry of roster moves did not include the most notable signing, though. Instead, the Lakers saved that for the weekend as the team continued its trend of signing the family members of notable professional basketball players. General manager Rob Pelinka signed Maryland forward Julian Reese to an undrafted free agent deal to play on the Lakers' Summer League roster. Reese will inevitably be one of the most watched players in all of Summer League thanks to his sister, Angel Reese. Lakers sign Angel Reese's brother to Summer League roster. Angel Reese has become one of the most famous basketball players in the United States thanks to her rivalry with Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark. Clark is already the most famous WNBA player of all time, and her rivalry with Reese has reached even the most casual of sports fans. Reese is not as beloved as Clark, as many have given her the villain label in the rivalry. Love her or hate her, she is one of the most famous basketball players in the world. As a result, all eyes are going to be on her brother during Summer League. Julian Reese averaged 13.3 points and 9.0 rebounds per game last season for Maryland. Like her sister, three-point shooting is not a strength for Reese. He's attempted just one three-point shot in the last 3 seasons for Maryland. He missed it. That does not bode well for his chances of making any kind of roster in the NBA, or the G League, for that matter. It would be one thing if he was a 7-footer who was protecting the rim. He's not. He is 6'9" and is a forward who cannot shoot. That is unplayable in the NBA. Still, the Lakers have made it a habit out of bringing in players with basketball bloodlines. Bronny James is the most notable example, but he is not alone. Back in 2022, the Lakers signed both Scottie Pippen Jr. and Shareef O'Neal to the team's Summer League roster. Pippen ended up turning into a viable NBA rotation player and is now on the Memphis Grizzlies. It didn't quite pan out for O'Neal, who never played a game at the NBA level. Reese is much more likely to follow in O'Neal's footsteps than he is Pippen's. But either way, the former Maryland forward will have plenty of eyes on him because of his sister.